Hello everyone, welcome back. So in this video we are going to discuss about the concept of internal rate of return. So it is one of the modern technique of capital budgeting. So here internal rate of return, it is nothing but where the discount rate at which the value of NPV becomes zero. So that we will call as the IRR, that is internal rate of return. Means in the calculation of internal rate of return we will go for finding out the rate at which the net present value becomes zero. So that is the concept of IRR. So here in the calculation of IRR we will again use the calculation of NPV itself. Already we have discussed how to calculate the net present value. So by using the same method we will go for calculating IRR also. But the difference is here in the calculation of internal rate of return we should go for calculating net present value twice. That is, two times you have to go for calculating net present value with two different rates. So how that happens, how we will go for calculating the internal rate of return, that we will see in this video. So here is the problem for calculating the internal rate of return. Calculate internal rate of return of an investment of 1,36,000. So this will be considered as the initial investment or original investment which yields the following cash inflows. Means by investing 1,36,000 rupees you will get these cash inflows every year. That is, first year you will get 30,000, second year 40,000, third year 60,000, fourth year 30 and fifth year 20,000. So these are the cash inflows generated from the initial investment of 1,36,000 for a time period of 5 years. And the present values at a rate of 10% are given. So now we know that to calculate net present value we require present values which are taken from the present value tables at a certain percentage of discount rate. So here they are directly giving the values at a rate of 10%. So this is what the information they have provided, and they are asking you to calculate the internal rate of return. So the first step to be done under the calculation of internal rate of return is calculation of net present value with a given discount rate. So whatever the discount rate they are given in the problem, with that we will go for having the calculation of net present value. So we will go for having the calculation of net present value. So we all of you know that what is the procedure. We have to go for using the calculation of net present value. First we will go for having the years. Next direct whatever the cash inflows given in the problem. Next we will go for having the consideration of PV factors, and then we will get the present value of cash inflows. So here 5 years, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5th year. Cash inflows given is first year 30,000, second year 40,000, third year 60,000, and the fourth year again 30,000, and the fifth year it is 20,000. So that is the years and cash flows that are given in the problem. Now we have to consider the PV factors. Here already they have provided the values. If the values are not given at a given discount rate, we have to go for taking the values from the present value table. So here directly the values are given. So for the first year 0.909, second year 0.826, and for the third year 0.751, and for the fourth year 0.683, and for the fifth year 0.621. So now after getting these, so now we have to calculate the present value of cash inflows. So how we will get the present value of cash inflows? We have seen in the calculation of net present value. That is, by multiplying cash inflows with the present value factor, they will get the present value of cash inflows. So let us go for having the multiplication of cash inflows with the present value factors. So 30,000 into 0.909, you will get 27,270 rupees, and 40,000 into 0.826, you will get 33,040 rupees, and next 60,000 into 0.751, you will get 45,060 rupees, and next 30,000 into 0.683, you will get 20,490 rupees, and last 20,000 into 0.621, you will get 12,420 rupees. Means by multiplying cash inflows with the PV factors, you will get the present value of cash inflows. Now what is the next step we have to do? Summation of all the present value of cash inflows. So that is total of present value of cash inflows will give you the summation of present value of cash inflows. So the total 27,270 plus 33,040 rupees plus 45,060 plus 20,490 plus 12,420. So the total becomes 1,38,280 rupees. So this is what the present value of cash inflows. So now we got the present value of cash inflows. So now we have to calculate the NPV. So what is the formula for calculation of NPV? NPV is equals to present value of cash inflows. That is whatever the present value of cash inflows we are calculating, that minus present value of cash outflows. So here the cash outflow is nothing but the original investment or initial investment what we are making, that is 1,36,000. So now NPV, present value of cash inflows we have calculated is 1,38,280 rupees minus present value of cash outflows is initial investment, that is 1,36,000. Now the NPV becomes 2,280 rupees. This is the NPV at the given rate of 10%. So now we have calculated the NPV at a discount rate of 10%. That is whatever the discount rate we have given in the problem. With this discount rate we have calculated NPV, and the NPV value is positive. So this is the first step what we will do under the calculation of net present value. So after calculating net present value with the given discount factor, what is the next step we have to do is, if that NPV is positive, then increase the percentage, that is whatever the discount rate we are having. So increase this percentage to get the negative value of NPV. Otherwise, if your calculated NPV is negative, then decrease the discount rate to get the positive value. Means here, based upon the calculation of NPV at a given discount rate, if it is positive you have to increase the discount rate, if it is negative you have to decrease the discount rate. Means here we should have the calculation of two NPVs, where one NPV will be positive and another NPV value will be negative. In such a way we have to go for calculating the NPVs. So at the given rate, that is at the 10% NPV we got the positive. So now we have to increase this discount rate to 12% or 14% or 15% until you get the value of NPV as a negative value. So now for this, here I got the positive value, so I have to increase the discount rate. I am increasing this 10% to 12%. So let us see what will be the NPV. So now I am increasing the discount rate from 10% to 12%. So the present value factors will go for changing because we are increasing the discount rate. So in the previous calculation we have taken the present values at a rate of 10%. Now we have to go for taking the present values at the rate of 12% from the present value table. So now we will see what are those present value factors. For the first year it will become 0.893, and for the second year 0.797, and for the third year 0.712, and for the fourth year 0.636, and for the fifth year it will become 0.567. So these values I have taken from the present value table. So you can search in Google, that you will get the present value table, present value of annuity table. So in that you can check these values at 12% for first year, 12% for second year, like that you can go for having the present values. So now again multiply cash inflows with the PV factors to get the present value of cash inflows. So 30,000 into 0.893, you will get 26,790. And next 40,000 into 0.797, you will get 31,880. And next 60,000 into 0.712, you will get 42,720. And then you will get so 30,000 into 0.3636, you will get 19,080 rupees. And next 20,000 into 0.567, you will get 11,340. So these are all the present value of cash inflows for each year that we come from multiplication of cash inflows with the PV factor. Then the next step is to summation of all the cash inflows, that we will get 1,31,810 rupees. That is the summation of all the present value of cash inflows. Now we have to go for calculating the NPV. So it is present value of cash inflows. So here the present value of cash inflows is, we have calculated is 1,31,810 minus present value of cash outflows is the initial investment 1,36,000. So now the difference will be minus 4,190 rupees. So this is what the NPV for the at 12% rate of interest. So this is the second step what we have to do under the calculation of net present value. Means first you have to go for calculating the net present value with a given discount rate. If that net present value is positive, increase the discount rate to get the negative value. If the first step, if the calculated NPV is negative, then decrease the discount rate to get the positive value. So in this calculation, in the first calculation, we got the NPV as the positive. So I have increased the discount rate from 10 to 12%. So by calculating the NPV at 12%, I got negative NPV. So I am stopping here. If at 12% also, if I got the positive NPV value, then again I will go for increasing this 12% to 14 or 15%. Like that, until you get the negative NPV, you have to go for increasing or decreasing the discount rate. So now I got the NPV. No need to again increase the discount factor because I got the NPV as a negative in the second step. So now what we have to do after calculating the NPV? Calculating NPVs, that is net present values at two different rates. Then the third step we have to do in the calculation of internal rate of return is calculation of IRR with this formula. So IRR is equals to L plus P1 minus Q divided by P1 minus P2 into D, where L stands for the lower rate of discount rate. Already in NPVs we are calculating twice with two different rates. So L stands for the lower rate and P1 stands for the present value of cash inflows at the lower rate, minus Q stands for the initial investment. And again P1 present value of cash inflows at lower rate, minus P2 is present value of cash inflows at higher rate, into D stands for difference in the rates. So that is what the formula which we will use for the calculation of the IRR. So after calculating two NPVs with two different rates, so this formula will be used for the calculation of IRR. So now we got NPV at 10% rate of return, and we have also calculated NPV at 12% rate of return. Now 10% will become the lower rate and 12% will become the higher rate. So the NPV at 10% and NPV at 12% is, so NPV at 10% is 2,280 rupees and NPV at high 12% is minus 4,190 rupees. So this is what we have calculated till now. Now substituting the values in this formula, you will get this. So we got the both the NPVs. Now IRR is equals to, L stands for the lower rate, that is lower rate is 10%. 10 plus P1 is nothing but present value of cash inflows at lower rate. At 10% we have calculated the present value of cash inflows. So the present value of cash inflows is 1,38,280 minus Q is initial investment, that is 1,36,000 divided by, so P1 is again same 1,38,280 minus P2 is present value of cash inflows at the second higher rate. So at 12% we got 1,31,810 as the present value of cash inflows, into D is the difference in rates. So here 10% and 12% we are taking for the calculation of net present value. So the difference will be 2%. So that is how we will go for substituting the values. Now 10 plus 1,38,280 minus 1,36,000 will give you the answer of 2,280 divided by 1,38,280 minus 1,31,810. You will get the answer as 6,470 into 2. Now 10 plus 2,280 divided by 6,470 will get 0.373 into 2. So again 10 plus 0.373 into 2 will get the answer as 0.7047. So if you add the 10.70 will be the your internal rate of return. So means at this rate, so means at the rate of 10.70 the NPV value will become 0. At 10% we are getting the positive value, at 12% we are getting negative value. So the IRR will be between 10% and 12%, that is at the rate of 10.70 you will get the NPV as a 0. That is the concept of IRR, the rate at which NPV becomes 0. That will go for calculating under the internal rate of return. So this is how we will go for having the calculation of internal rate of return.